Alright, so I have another figure that I really want to talk about a little bit. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it, but I do want to spend a little bit of time on the Colossal Galactus. Now the Galactus I'm going to be showing you, I believe, is from 2004, 2003, something like that. It's not the newest one. It's the older first edition one that comes in the big box that says Caution, Eater of Worlds inside. It's a rather nifty box. I like it. This guy used. Got a pretty good deal on him. I traded and stuff for him. He's a little noisy to get out. So impressive sculpt, of course. Yeah, he's a little older, so he gets a little beat up and such. I love this figure. I really do. He's one of my favorite Marvel villains. He's one of my favorite comic book villains in general. Him and Darkseid and Thanos are probably my favorite villains ever, besides the Skrulls, of course. I just like badass characters. These dudes are badass. And this guy in Heroclix form is absolutely no exception. 3 dials, for anybody who's not familiar with the Colossal dials. There's 3 dials, and then there's a timer dial, which is really annoying to deal with when you're actually fighting him. His timer dial, basically, his scenario, how it works, is you've got 20 turns to beat him. And if you give damage to him, then that counts down the dial. And the good thing about him is he can't attack unless you successfully do damage to him. Bad for you is if you might do about 2 damage to him, he's going to do about 7 to you. So even new figures, you're going to have problems with him. He's pretty tough. I think on the harder end of things, though, using as a force the Colossal Dr. Manhattan, which I'll review someday down the road. I have him too. Much stronger. I really want to genuinely put this figure up against the Colossal Dr. Manhattan and see what happens. I want to see who's going to win. I still think Dr. Manhattan's going to win, unfortunately, even though I want Galactus to win. But that's going to be cool. This figure is really good. Rather expensive figure to buy. You're going to be spending around $80 to $90, maybe more, depending on who you're getting it from. If you're smart, you'll try to see if you find somebody that has one that wants to get rid of him. Try to do some trading for it. Talk him down in price. He's older, and for most likely he's going to be a little damaged. Like my guy's dial's a little scraped up. Nothing too bad, but he's old, and you know, he's fun though. He's a lot of fun to play. Not a starter thing. Unfortunately, when I first started playing, this was one of the first figures I started to play. Not a good idea. He's very hard. He's very demoralizing to watch your entire team get blasted to smithereens that quickly. Especially the whole multi-attack thing. It's very disgusting. He can multi-attack and he can do 2 attacks in 1 turn. And when he's rocking, let's see, 16 attack with penetrating psychic blast with 8 damage, this guy's taking out the best of them. He's not gonna miss very much. You can put him against Quasar. Quasar's gonna get blasted by another member of the Power Cosmic team, so that's always fun. He's rather fun. He has 3 dials. He has Mighty, he has Hungry, and he has Starved. Basically, you're starving him or making him hungry. He needs worlds, and you're depriving him of it. The scenario is fun. Using him as a force is even more fun. I really want to take him to a 600-point game. You can put him on his lowest dial, use him as part of a force at 600 points. I really want to do this. This sounds fun. When you do it, you're going to paint a gigantic bullseye on top of your forehead, but that's okay because you have Galactus, and what do they have? They have figures this big, and your figure is this big. He's gigantic. He's awesome. So I'm really looking forward to the new Galactic Guardian set because of a new Galactus. Now, I'm also a little scared because I'm afraid they're going to ruin his dial. There's already been 2, this is a 3rd, and now they're just now doing a master mold. They're doing, what was the other one? Don't remember what the, Mole Man, I believe. There was a couple other Colossals, and I don't remember what they were. They haven't really told a whole lot about this set. So we'll see how that's going to turn out. I don't have many Colossal figures, so I won't be reviewing a lot. as if I get some, you'll definitely see it because I'm going to put it on video. It's very, very cool. I like colossal figures, even though they're virtually useless. They're just casual play to me. I've never seen them used in a tournament before, or I've never seen anybody run a scenario based on it, to be honest. I have the Colossal Dr. Manhattan from the 2010 set. It's pretty fun. He's got the fight to save the Earth scenario, which is actually really, really easy to do. I'm kind of disappointed with the scenario, but as a force, that guy is a total monster. There's no getting down with him. And the other one I have is the Sentinel, the Ice Beam Sentinel. It's holding out one of the X-Men in an Ice Beam like that from Giant Size X-Men, which is a mediocre figure. For 300 points, I can destroy him quickly. He's no problem. So, you know, what I'd be interested to see is if anybody else on the blog has any Colossal figures, and if they want to take pictures of them. I like these Colossal figures, so I'd like to see a gigantic Sinestro. I've seen one of those before. It's really cool. The old Sinestro, Starro. I've yet to see a Starro before. I have read about it. I've seen it online. I'd like to see if anybody has one. So if you've got one, I definitely want to see pictures of it. You know, send submissions to me or whatever. I think it'd be really cool. There are a couple others. Spectre. I've seen Spectre before. I actually never saw him. I saw his box. So they never took him out of his box. But I'd like to see him. Again, if you got pictures, submit them. I'd love to see this stuff. Any other figures that you think are bizarre or weird, definitely send it on down. That, and I want to see if you guys have any ideas for creative theme teams. I always have problems creating creative theme teams. I always like to see what other people come up with. I'm not going to steal your ideas, but you definitely, I'd like to see what other people have to do, because I saw same guy who I mentioned that did the Nazgul as the Ghost of Christmas Future. He did an Odyssey team once, and I'd like to see something like that. He did like Namor and Aquaman and stuff like that. But again, you know, I'd like to see some theme teams, some creative theme teams from you guys. If you guys have any listings or whatever, feel free to send that on down. All right.